Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to try some needle punching. Now this was supposed to be an Easter video, but since what I'm making here is an Easter present for somebody that I know is watching these videos, I actually upload this the days after Easter. So I hope you all had a great Easter holiday and great time and even got the chance to go Easter egg hunting. Anyways, this punch needle set is actually the first punch needle I ever got, and honestly it looks terrifying. The needles look so sharp, pointy, but yeah, this kit is very self-explanatory. It comes with 2 different needle sizes and this adjustable needle handle. Now, to make it easier for myself, I chose to draw the design off camera, and now it's just time to thread some yarn into this needle. So the goal is to get the yarn into this needle and then through the little hole on the side of the needle, and as you can see I have a huge choice of yarn, and these are the colors I chose. With help of this long wire, the yarn actually went in pretty easily. Just getting it through the little hole in the needle was a teeny bit more challenging, but in the end I managed to do that too. And the first thing I realized is that the needle I chose is not the right size for this yarn. As you can see, I'm trying and it's just slipping out of the fabric. So in the end I just basically gave up and changed the needle to the larger size. And actually changing is super easy. You basically just take this whole part out, and then the needle has this like turning locking mechanism, so you just turn the one out of the mechanism, turn the other one in, and it doesn't snap or anything, it fits in there loosely, but the needle will hold. I was skeptical at first. Now, to try out if this worked, I just did the same flower head, and then I started with the small detailing on the inside, because I figured once the other parts are fluffy, the inside detailing, so the eyes and the ears, would be impossible to make because the holes would be kind of obscured by the other like fluff parts that I made. So pro tip for needle punching, even though I'm definitely not a professional at this craft and this is just my first time, start on the inside of your design and then work your way out. Now with the brown parts, I actually tried to make some of them higher and some of them lower to get like a 3D effect. This didn't really work, sadly, which, you know, kind of was expected, but I hope you see at least a little bit of difference. I guess if I wouldn't have punched this close, maybe you could have seen that one of the thread parts is longer than the other, but yeah. So sadly the arm of the mouse and the body and the 2 ears blend together a little more than I hoped for. I should have used a different type of yarn maybe, but I wanted to try it with the 3D thing. So yeah, next time I definitely will choose a different shade of yarn to do this. And also the process you see is super sped up. This took me like 3 to 4 hours, constantly poking this fabric to get the design, and in the end I felt myself getting quicker and quicker, so it might take longer for other people, and I had to speed this up 1,300 times to not make it too long and to make it look a bit better on camera, or else I would have had to cut out a lot of parts, which I didn't want, because honestly I think this is quite satisfying to watch. But yeah, if you are debating on trying this craft, make sure that you have in mind that it will take a long time. And it actually took some force to push the needle through the fabric, which I guess is important because if your fabric has too large of a weaving gap or like holes in them, probably the yarn would slip out of the holes where you punch it through. So I guess you need to have a bit of force behind that, which also means that if you do it constantly, your hands might start to hurt, which mine did for a while, especially towards the end, but it wasn't as bad as that I had to take a break or something like that. Lastly, I wanted to make sure that this design will last, so I'm using just some standard fabric glue and spreading it around the back side of the design. And I realized by doing that I totally forgot to cut off all of the threads, so yeah, had to work around the glue, which in the end worked fine, but that was just a dum-dum from my side. But yeah, I just spread it out with my fingers, making sure that it dries properly so that none of the yarn will slip out. Once everything was properly dry, I cut out 2 rectangles, one of this fabric and one of a flowery fabric, and then I just sew it together with a backstitch, making sure to leave a gap for filling. And to fill this one, I'm actually using some cabbage. I've got some fluff left over from some previous projects, so I decided to just stuff that in there. You know, this fluff is really soft, and I don't know what else I would have done with these scraps, so using them as filling is really great. And the rest I just filled up with some normal stuffing. And then I just trimmed off all of the loops that stuck out too much with my thread scissors, and with that the pillow is finished. And here's the finished piece. It actually feels quite soft and lovely. It does bend out a little. I'm wondering if I put the loops too close together. Also, some of the loops seemed to have gotten a bit misplaced. When I did this in the beginning, they seemed to be in the right places, but now that I'm finished with the projects, there's some colors that are not quite in the right places, but you know, I don't care, it still looks really cute, and I'm really happy about this little decorative pillow. If I would have had the energy and the time for it, I would have probably made a background for this. Or if I had maybe black fabric, I would have chosen that one, or like any colored Aida fabric. I guess would also look quite well, but I really like the white fabric with the flowery backing, and I still think that this is a super cute accent or decoration pillow. And this craft definitely was a lot of fun. I had to adjust the fabric inside of my embroidery hoop quite a few times because it was slipping out because of the force, but I guess that is to be expected and is probably quite normal. Just that you have to really pay attention that it doesn't slip out, because if it slips out and you're mid-poke, you might poke yourself, which almost happened to me, but luckily I managed to avoid being stabbed by this pointy needle. But yeah, definitely a fun and creative craft, and you can do a lot with this, even just like decorating some like tiny things on pillows or on other garments. And it's kind of like making a mini rug or something like that, I guess. But on a pillow, and not with this like fancy electric machinery, but with your hand. Anyways, I hope you liked this project, and if you have any experience needle punching, please let me know in the comments down below what I could improve on and stuff, and how I could get more even coverage and loop height. I guess in the end it kind of evened out, but even then throughout I had some higher loops that stuck out because it was slipping out. But still, I'm really happy with this, and I hope you liked watching this video too. Have a great day. Bye!